Welcome into another edition of Mavs Latest. I'm Josyah Howard, and before we get anything started here today, please subscribe down below. Please leave any comments you got for me as I'm going through things today. It's Dallas Mavericks every day, all day, with me, Josyah Howard. But let's start here. The Dallas Mavericks, they have hired a new president, giving CEO Rick Welch someone to handle daily operations on the business side while he focuses on the franchise's plan for a new arena. And that man is Ethan Kassan or Kaysen. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, sir. I think it's Ethan Kaysen, but Ethan Kaysen, he is now the new president for the Dallas Mavericks. He was most recently the CEO of the Minnesota Timberwolves alongside the WNBA's Minnesota Lynx and the G League's Iowa Wolves, where he served in that role for 9 years. In addition, Kaysen had 7 months under Welts after Welts came out of retirement to replace Sinton Marshall, who was hired by then Mark Cuban in the wake of a scandal in the business office of the Mavericks. Uh, yeah, I mean, it seems like the Mavericks, this offseason in particular, have focused on getting their infrastructure together. Now, coming off the wake of a trade that nobody likes, maybe no one's really paying attention to it because of that, but between rebuilding their coaching staff, between building up their front office, and now bringing in Ethan Kaysen to be their president, you have to at least give them credit for trying to set you. Now they have, you know, they have a goal in front of them. You have Cooper, his development's number one, and number two is while you have Cooper on a cheap deal, you have these veterans experienced that are expensive that you can pay for right now because Cooper's not expensive. You have to take advantage. And it seems like not only are they getting their coaching staff right, but now they're getting upstairs right, or they're trying to. So, congratulations to Mr. Kaysen to getting hit that job as president of the Dallas Mavericks under CEO Rick Welts. But next up today on Mavs Latest, I saw a trade offer or a trade proposal, not an actual one, but a trade rumor proposed by Rohan Rahman, Atlanta Hawks on SI. He proposed a trade that would result in the Mavs sending Klay Thompson and PJ Washington to Miami. Dallas would land Tyler Hero and a second round pick in the 2031 draft, and would also send Dwight Powell over to the Hawks. Um, I could see Pat Riley wanting someone like a Klay Thompson in Miami. Somebody that's won historically on the back end of his career. I could see Pat Riley wanting someone like a Klay Thompson. Now, if I'm Dallas, if you want to get a little younger, Tyler Hero in the short term could work. I just don't see it in the long term working. I think he would fit without Kyrie there right now. He'd be a good fit. I do not think he would fit well next to Kyrie. They both need the ball in their hands. Tyler more than Kyrie. Tyler's a good player, all-star player. I just don't know how he fits with this team, especially swapping a guy like Klay who doesn't really need the ball in his hands to be effective. PJ Washington, another guy who's effective without needing the ball in his hands all the time, and sending, the value you're sending out for Tyler Hero, just numbers wise, is good. But also, you look at Tyler Hero as somebody who you gotta bank that he's gonna miss some time during the year too. And as a team that's already dealing with some injury, and something they have to weigh into to the season going into it. Why would you bring in another player that eventually you might have to worry about injury and if they're going to play? So on paper, sending an older player and Clay Thompson for a guy like Tyler Hero, who is an all-star, sounds cool in a vacuum. Sounds cool. But on a basketball level, I just don't think it really fits with what the Mavericks have going on and want to continue to do as a franchise. I just don't see it. So that is a fun trade that was proposed, but I personally wouldn't do it if I was Dallas. I could see Pat Riley at least being a little interested in bringing in a Clay Thompson. I don't know if he'd want to give up Hero to do it, but again, fun trade proposal. But if I'm the Mavericks, I wouldn't want Tyler Hero with this iteration of the team, if any, if I'm being honest. But from one person that's not someone I want on the team to somebody that I wish was back on the team. And no, I'm not talking about Luka. I am talking about Dirk Nowitzki. And I was reading this piece on Basketball Network by Adele Ahmad, and I saw a quote from Dirk in the past, and it was something I've never read before, or at least was brought to my attention once again, I guess. Um, but he had once said, if we hadn't won the championship in 2011, I might have looked to other teams near the end of my career. Dirk, who retired at the end of the 19 season, said this in 2022, and luckily it didn't come to that. And I'm happy it didn't come to that because Dirk has now become one of the last one franchise all time great guys. It's him, it's Kobe, now it's Steph Curry. And I think, to be honest, we're looking at a world where Steph Curry might be one of the last one franchise guys um, with the Warriors. And I'm happy that Dirk finished it out. He was obviously able to play with Luka, and it felt like the torch was passed perfectly in his last year. I'm just happy it all ended up being the way it ended up, and that 2011 championships obviously one of the most incredibly historic NBA championships ever for any team to win. Um, Such an underdog in the championship heading into it. Um, the momentum behind that Miami Heat team at the time, LeBron and D Wade and Bosh teaming up, and for really Dirk to have an out of body experience with a little help from the cast and crew to get that championship done in 6 games. It's just unbelievable to this day that Dirk and the Mavs were able to get that done in 2011. So I'm happy he was able to get that done. I'm happy he was able to stay. Happy he was able to play with Luca. And cool to see him at least be candid about that stuff. I feel like players um could find themselves in a spot where they don't even need to be like, oh, I'm a Maverick for life. Like, and I was, look, I was. He could have easily been like, nah, I never really thought about it. I was just going to be a Maverick for life. And even if he didn't feel that way, we would have believed him. So for him to be candid about that, and it was cool. And I'm great piece on Basketball Network. If you want to check it out, it goes a lot more in depth on that 2011 Mavs championship. But to wrap things up here on Mavs latest with a little Mavs chatter, uh, Luka Doncic, he appeared on a Yankees broadcast recently, and Michael K asked him, Yankees legendary play-by-play on Yes Network. He asked Luca if he would mail a copy of the men's magazine to the Mavericks, and he responded with perhaps one of the best roasts. And it was short, sweet, and he said they probably saw it. I wouldn't have to. I don't have to worry about it though. Short and sweet, and I could tell Luca is very much over talking about it. Obviously, Michael K just trying to poke a little fun, and with that response of I don't have to worry about that, Um, I just think he really is in that mindset of I'm motivated by them. I'm motivated by them, but I'm tired of talking about it. I'm a Laker now, and I'm on to this season. Cool. I think it was funny. Michael K had to, poke a little fun at the men's health magazine appearance by Luca, Luca a good sport about it, but it definitely seems like he is ready to move on and get ready for this Lakers season. But again, this has been Mavs Latest. I am Josyah Howard. Please subscribe down below all day, every day. Dallas Mavericks here on Mavs Latest. So again, please subscribe. Please leave any comments for me you got down below. And let's get it, y'all.